guys! So today I want to talk to you about making mistakes and how they're actually like the best things ever when you're an artist, and they can help your creativity so freaking much, which I know seems a little counterintuitive, but hear me out. I've got some evidence. So when I was in high school, I used the exact same techniques for all of my paintings like ever. I was completely stuck in this box. I used watercolor and ink for everything. I used like the same steps. I used even the same kind of subject matter. I was just really afraid of going outside my comfort zone. And even with my kind of like limitations that I put upon myself, I was still really afraid to make mistakes. Like every tiny little ink failure, like the tiniest little smudge or kind of like a wiggle somewhere, would literally make me sit down there or just like sit at my desk and think to myself, I think I need to start over. Like I think I need to completely 100% re-sketch the whole illustration and completely start over inking because I cannot finish this with this horrible mistake that I can't fix. And now I've gotten to the point where I am so chill. Like I don't give a shit if I make a mistake. And here's why. So after I got out of high school, and not even like fall semester of my freshman year, it really like kicked in spring semester of freshman year. I had some really amazing professors, and you know, they were kind of pushing me outside of my normal range. And at the same time, I also got a lot of art supplies, and I also just got bored with what I was doing this whole time. I was so fucking sick of doing the same watercolor and ink technique that I was like, okay, you know what? I need to change things up because I cannot do this for the rest of my artistic career. Like, this is not happening. But that meant that I had to go completely outside of my comfort zone. Like, I started using colored pencils and soft pastels and markers, and I started using ink in different ways and watercolors in different ways, and just basically every single media that you can think of, including photography and oil painting, like even video editing. I had to completely step outside my zone and just come up with something. And here's what I've kind of discovered. Creativity is not about just having, you know, a plethora of really amazing ideas off the top of your head. Creativity is when you come up with a really unique solution to a problem. I think I've mentioned this before. I used to be, like, at all my previous jobs before my current Starbucks career, I was, like, an art teacher, art instructor, art camp counselor, like, you name it. I was always, like, in charge or something to do with arts and kids. And something that I realized was, like, everyone always complains, especially art classes, like, they're always complaining about the teachers giving them things to do, and they're always like, well, I just want to do my own thing. But the second you give them, like, their own thing, they literally have no idea what to do. If you give them a thing, like, you know, a topic or something, then a lot of creativity comes out of it, and you're like, wow, I never would have thought of that. So what happens with my illustrations, or at least something that I've been doing for a while now, is you just kind of have to let the mistakes happen, and then from those mistakes, just sit down there and think to yourself, okay, how do I fix this? How do I make this better? So for example, like with color theory, colors are really difficult, like for everyone, and I don't blame people for being really afraid of, you know, using it, because you get the slightest little like shade wrong or tint wrong or value wrong, and the whole thing just kind of looks off. But something that I've been doing is, like, you know, you just put down one color and another color, and you're like, okay, well, those don't look good together, so I wonder what I can layer on top of it to make it work. And that usually leads to really interesting, like, color palettes, things that I never would have intended to use it, like, when I started, but they look really great now. And it's not even just with colors, it's something that, you know, you can do with anything. Working mixed media is very intimidating, and it's something that I ran away from screaming for years. Like, my AP art teacher would constantly tell me all the time, you need to do something besides watercolor and ink, and I was like, no! But I have been using different medias, and I'm gonna tell you, like, for a while it's gonna be really difficult because you're not gonna understand how they work, and you're really not gonna understand how they work together. But over time, like after you make certain mistakes and you just keep pushing through, you can develop so many amazing techniques and like increase your repertoire of artistic skills immensely in a really short amount of time. It's fucking amazing. And your stuff will always look really, really unique because you're doing things that people, you know, your other peers aren't intentionally doing. You just happen to think of it, and that's why it looks great. And it really just makes you comfortable as an artist. Like, I used to be so afraid of making mistakes. Literally, like, my palms would be sweaty when I was inking something because I was so afraid. And now, I don't give a shit. The stuff that, like, passed me would have just been, like, so embarrassed of doing and would have, like, shredded immediately and started over. I now look at it and I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll do this. And I've made so many mistakes that I know the solutions to so many mistakes. And that's where being comfortable as an artist really like steps in. So really, don't be afraid of making mistakes as an artist. They are your lifeline, kind of. They will help you out so freaking much. And you know, eventually you'll get to the point where you don't even see your mistakes as mistakes. You'll just kind of look at them as like, okay, cool. Now I have these boundaries set up and I'm going to work within them to create something really unique and awesome. So you don't need to worry. Just kind of have fun with it, keep messing around. Anything can be fixed, really. Unless maybe you like... No, honestly, anything can be fixed. You're okay. So, yeah. The final version of this piece will be live on my Instagram and Tumblr the second that this video is uploaded, if you want to check it out. Also, if you like this video, please give it a like so that other people can see it too. And if you really like this video, please hit subscribe. Thank you guys for watching and have an awesome day. Bye.